Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to what I believe to be the 6th episode of the series. This is the first episode though where we're driving our own unit. That's right, we have finally bought a Scania. I knew I was going to buy one. I looked at the Volvos, I was kind of thinking toss up over the Volvos or the Scanias. Scania wins every time. So yeah, previous episode number 5, you actually want to see us actually buying and decking out our unit. That's, like I say, episode number 5. Episode 6 is our first delivery in it, so we're going to ignore quick jobs. We don't need quick jobs anymore. We need the freight market. And what we're going to do is, because I am at my own depot, which is based in Sheffield, I'm going to pick me a delivery, and I've earmarked this one out. Sheffield to Paris, our first trip into France. And this is going to be a two-parter video. You can see our route. It's going to take us down. We're going to go around London, the M25, I do believe, and we're going to hop over at, well, one of the Dover. I think, is it the Dover we're going over? Which one of them we're going over, Channel or the train, one of the two. I'm going to have a break somewhere in Calais, I think it is. If this map lines up properly, we should, well, whatever port we're in, I'm going to have a break there. That'll be the end of part 1. Part 2 will be us delivering to, what we're delivering anyway, it doesn't have importance. It's a driller. 8 tons worth of driller as well. So yeah, that'll be what we're delivering to, into Paris. So yes, let's take this delivery. As you can see, sat outside my shed that is conveniently in my depot. Let's get Track IO up and running. I'll just turn it off at the moment because I need to actually set this up. This is my truck now, so I need to set it up how I want to run it. Okay, handbrake was on. Right. Let's get this up and going. The side lights on. The axle, I do believe. I don't know whether you can see. Can we see? I can't see anything. Right, hang on a minute. There we go. Don't need that at the moment. If we just look on the map. Where are we? Right, yeah, so we're going to get to, I'm just going to call it there. Is it Steinbruch? I have no idea. It's the nightmare of a place to take a trailer out of, but needs must. So, Track IR back on. Handbrake off. Not going to make that turn in a million years. Mind the car there. First time we've actually driven a lorry without a trailer, and you will notice how the acceleration is remarkably different than with a trailer. Setting off in first gear there, I don't think there's really much need to actually set off. Set off in first gear there for that. There's hardly any weight on this lorry at the best at the moment. Before I had this Logitech setup, I would drive my lorries in an automatic. It was just easier for me to do that. However, I do recall a time when I came into this quarry with my own unit in an automatic, and it was only a very small engine that was inside it, and it was alright getting down here. That was the easy part. I mean, gravity takes over, but getting out of it, I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I got stuck. I did not have the oomph to climb out. So I'm just going to see, where's this trailer? Is it over there? Sometimes over there. That's another trailer. That's not our one, so ours is actually right down the bottom. But yeah, trying to get up these hills, I couldn't do it. And yeah, I kind of thought it was a bit silly, really, of SCS to release a part of the game that a no truck with a very small engine can get out of. And then I realised, you know, it was my fault. I picked a ridiculously small engine. So here's our delivery. Right, somewhere around about there. First time for advanced coupling. How are we going to do? First time. Never going to happen again. Right, so let's wind the legs up. And we'll just take a look at it before we get going. Yeah, rather big doohickey, I have to say. Probably rather expensive doohickey as well if I really nouse it up. So let's get out of here. Actually, no, just realised. Completely forgot. I've got my axle in the wrong position for this. So let's just check that's now in the down position. Yep, we're all ready to go. And getting out of here is all about keeping the revs up. Just keeping that speed going. Obviously we've got a 520 horsepower engine, which should make easy job of getting up here. However, I'm not taking a chance. This was where I got stuck, I do believe. Just could not get the grip down and enough oomph on a loose surface to get the truck out. No problem for the new Scania. Straighten up a little bit. That'll do me nice and clear. Watching where the trailer's going. these winding roads are always either really entertaining or an absolute nightmare. Like I say, it'll be interesting, or more fun with a sporty car. However, I've got a lorry with a rather expensive load on its back, so yeah. I will be glad when I get to the motorways. Just taking it easy round the hairpin bends. Now you can see on the sat-nav on the lorry that there is already the icon for the drop-off point. Now don't believe for one moment that Paris is that close. It isn't. It's nowhere near. We haven't even got to the motorway yet outside of Sheffield, so yeah. I don't think you can see Paris from Sheffield. But yeah, for some reason it does come up every now and again on the outskirts of the map. It's weird really, but I'm actually kind of apprehensive of taking this lorry out because it's my lorry. I put my, well, you know, the truck sim's money into it. All the lorries beforehand were provided to me. So if I nouse this up, thank you Mr. Police Car overtaking on a bend. Yeah, if I nouse this up, I've got to pay the money, and at the moment I don't really have a great deal of money. It's very easy to rack up some rather impressive bills. And not only that, if I'm late for my delivery, I get penalised for it. So yeah, I just wanted to get the first, you know, 3 or 4 journeys under my badge, under my belt even. And make sure everything's honky-dory. Obviously, we will be taking this lorry back into, you know, our various upgrades to it in the future. It's perfectly fine at the moment for what its purpose. It's probably not really set up for heavy haulage. Well, it was a better setup for heavy haulage than what originally it was, but you might be wondering what kind of mods I'm going to be installing into the game, because you know the mods can really add a big difference to the game. I'm actually going to hold fire on the mods for the time being, due to the fact of I'm just waiting for Pro Mods to release their updated version, and then we'll see, you know, where we go. So yeah, for the time being we've got no mods, but I think we've got a suspension mod that's running in the background. But yeah, we ain't got any major mods running at the moment. So we're just approaching our junction, or turn off for the M25. This kind of junction, we can just keep a bit of speed up through the corner. And nicely join onto the M25. Which never looks like this in real world. The M25 is jokingly called the world's largest car park. Probably having something to do with the fact that it is, you know, the ring road for London, one of the busiest capitals in Europe, if not the world. At the moment, we have a 3-lane, or we do now, a 3-lane, just realised. Speed, roadworks going on there. Yeah, we have a 3-lane motorway here, and I am in the middle lane. It's not really advisable for a lorry to sit in the middle lane. However, being that the M25 is a ring road around London, all these turn-offs here will go to London. We don't want London, we're going round it. So yeah, it's best just to sit in the middle lane. Obviously, if this was real, I would not be sitting in the middle lane. Obviously, the sat-nav, like I said in the previous episode about the green arrows on the sat-nav there, they're telling me that I am in the correct lane for my route. Obviously, if I am to change lanes, there will be arrows facing the left or the right, most likely to be the left, to tell me to get into the appropriate lane. But yes, rather quiet today. There's an Arla lorry down there, I do believe. Dover's starting to come up now on the road signs. We're not too far away from somewhere where we're going to hop over the channel. As you can see here on the sat-nav, just approaching a set of arrows that are telling me to get into the left-hand lane. Obviously our turn-off's going to be coming up soon. We've bypassed London, so we're now well and truly into the south of the United Kingdom. Almost sound like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Here comes one of our turn-offs. Is it going to be Dover we're heading to? Yep, that's Dover. All clear. Out onto the A20. Getting very close to the ferry port now, because you can see on the sat-nav there's a dotted line, and that dotted line means basically that we're near the sea. That's the route the ferry's going to take according to the sat-nav, or the quickest route according to the sat-nav to our destination in France. It looks like we're actually going to go by tunnel, so we might be wanting to get to the French service station. For our break to end this part of the video. At least you get to see how the Channel Tunnel works in SCS, in the Euro Truck Simulator 2. First time we've been using it on the channel. Now, which one are we going for? We don't need that one, that's red. Looking for a green tick on the lorry section, and it's that one. Not that it really makes much of a difference, but I like to do things almost properly. So that green light popping up on my dash, that is the retarder coming on. Now we don't have to park this perfectly. What we have to do though is get the front end of our truck somewhere over the green icon. So we'll go out wide again, swing back in. And about there we'll do it's terrible parking, but that's what they expect. So handbrake on, headlights are off. Don't want the engine anymore. So here we go, this is the option you get. At the moment it's Folkestone to Calais even, 35-minute travel, £264, that's coming out of our pocket now. Forgive the deafening sound there. Time will hop on a little bit now. And I've just got to reset my position. Okay, headlights or side lights are on. We're still alright for the time. Don't need to have any other lights on. So let's go find a service station. I could just get out of here without hitting that side of the carriage. Slowly does it. Catchy monkey and all that. That's pretty darn close. So basically to get out of here is pretty much the opposite of what we did to get in it on the British side. Have to go up a rather large hill and just follow the road round to head back out onto the French motorway. Now also we have to remember that the French, like most of Europe, drive on, and I'm going to just say it's the different side, the opposite side to what we the Brits drive on. I'm not going to get into that argument over what's right and what's wrong. I'm just going to say it's different, and it is a little bit confusing. If you do nothing but deliveries in the UK, which is, let's face it, that's what we've done for 4 episodes, it can cause a few issues every now and again. At times I've pulled out of ferry terminals and the Channel Tunnel here, and I've driven just onto the road thinking I was in Britain, and I'm not. And I'm wondering why the AI traffic is heading straight for me. I'll soon work it out, but, you do feel a bit of an idiot. Now remember, this is quite detailed scenery. Just imagine what Pro Mods makes of the Channel Tunnel. I've been around it. It's quite interesting getting around, I must admit. It's very nice when you put arrows on the road telling you which side to be on. I dare say that's been put in just to help gamers. I think we just scraped the trailer there. Must remember this is actually quite a wide trailer at the back end. Luckily that shouldn't cause any damage penalties towards us. It usually flashes up fairly quickly when you've caused a bit of a boo-boo. Now remember, the speed limit's now in kilometres, so even though that says 50, yeah, it's not 50 mile an hour. Now here comes the fun part. This truck has been spec'd out for UK driving, so I'm driving on the right hand side of the vehicle. French, like the rest of Europe, drive on the left hand side. So it can cause a few issues when I'm trying to pull out. We're looking for a rest stop area or a fuel stop. Obviously not a fuel stop for the truck. The truck's, well, fine for fuel. Drop-off point isn't too far ahead. Here we go. I've got a rest stop sign just popped up on the sat-nav. That'll do me nicely. I do believe this is one of the toll roads that the French really do love, and I do believe my rest stop area is actually on the other side by the look of it, so we'll hop over this side. Just creep forward onto the green box and press the right button. Don't pay anything on this end, but as soon as I leave this motorway, I will pay for it, literally. Hopefully no one's going to come up my side. We're going to a bit of a swing here into this area, this parking area. I'm actually going to park in, yeah, probably should park on the left-hand side, but I'm going to park just into this bay here. Get the trailer straight. And just a little bit forward. Here we are, parked up, French side. Go on, stop the engine, thank you. Get rid of that. Here we are in lovely France. In my lovely new truck. Nice reflection going on there as a truck goes past. So yes, this is the first part of our French adventure. I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. The second part will be coming out very, very soon, and that'll be when we'll be dropping this wonderful gizmo torture device tank. I've no idea what the thing is. I can't remember. It's a crane of some description. But anyway, we're dropping this off even in Paris. So yeah, stay tuned for the next part, and I'll see you very, very soon.